What is up, everybody? It's your boy Shazzy, and welcome back to another video, Shazzy gang. Yee! How's everybody doing? I'm doing all right. If you're new to this channel and you're clicking on me for the very first time, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and also turn that post notification button so that you get notified every time I upload a new video. With that being said, let's get straight into today's content. Let's go, everybody. I hope you're all having a great day. I'm doing good. I apologize if I look a mess. I haven't showered. TMI, but it is what it is. It's just a lazy day for me. It's spring break. I can do whatever the hell I want. But yeah, I'm doing good. Also, if I sniff at all or like sneeze or whatever, it's just allergies. That's just how I am. Seasonal allergies, I guess. But I'm super excited to be making this video, and I'm really excited to, talk about whatever I'll be talking about today. So as you can tell by the title of today's video, I'm going to be talking about capital punishment, and I'm going to be talking about whether we should get rid of it or not. Yay or nay? And please be sure to let me know and comment down what your thoughts are on whatever it is I'm going to be, discussing in today's video. So first of all, let's talk about what is capital punishment. So I literally made, I was doing my notes just now, and I don't know if you can see, but this whole page is filled. That's like almost this whole page because I had to write my notes down. I didn't want my laptop to be in front of me or anything. I wanted to gather all my thoughts and make sure that I had every single piece of information I needed to make this video. And then I'm obviously going to have to edit it later, but it's fine. So let's define what capital punishment is. So capital punishment is defined as the legally authorized killing of someone as punishment. Okay, that's pretty much it. So it's literally death row. That's what capital punishment is most, famously known as. So it's, under that concept of a life for a life, you know what I mean? It's very rare that a person is put on death row for a crime that doesn't involve the murder or the death of someone else. So that's usually what it is. It's that whole thing of karma. If you kill someone, you'll get killed too. But the thing is, there's so many murder cases that happen where people don't end up going on death row. So it's very much a subjective ruling. It's really down to how the jury feels, how the court feels. And this is where the whole thing of legality doesn't equate to morality, which is the whole just because something is legal doesn't mean that it's the right thing to do. You know what I mean? And just because something is illegal doesn't mean that it's a bad thing either. It's kind of like a meme that I saw today, a quote that said that killing children in war is legal, while something that helps with cancer and is beneficial benefits for us is illegal. That's sort of you're referring to marijuana. So yeah, it just shows that judicial systems need a lot of work. And it's not just an American problem, you see this worldwide in a lot of countries. But yeah, so to help us dive more into debating whether capital punishment like death row, should we get rid of it or should we not, there's a particular case of interest that took place recently that was a hot topic, took place here in America, and this is the case of Nathaniel Woods. And I wanted to talk about that case today because it is the fifth execution to take place in the United States this year alone. That just shows you how rarely executions happen, but they still do happen. The consensus around executions is falling. People don't want them. They don't want death row, but it's still something that happens. And, I'll give my own, opinion on whether we should stick with it or not. So, let me give you some background on who Nathaniel Woods is, what was the case about, what happened, why did it end up to him being, executed, etc. So on March 5th, literally a week ago from today, this would have been a Thursday, Alabama executed Nathaniel Woods for the 2004 murders of 3 Birmingham police officers. The State Corrections Department said. And by the way, you can always Google this, you CNN, whatever it is, the information is up there. So I only found out about the Nathaniel Woods case through Lonnie Love, who is a comedian, talk show host on the show The Real. I love Lonnie, and so she's very passionate about like news stuff and stuff like this. So that's the only way I actually found out about it. And then the articles, came out. And so Alabama is a state that's known for having a backwards judicial system and backwards legislature, and there's a whole lot of history of racism that is there. So Nathaniel didn't give a statement, and he was pronounced dead last Thursday at 9:01 p.m. Apparently, he just had something to eat. He ordered like a bunch of food to eat, which makes sense. I mean, I would order, so much food to eat if I was about to be, executed. But it turned out he only nibbled on a little bit. He was out of it. The energy was low. And I think that was the sign of a man who had already reached a point where there was no hope, where he probably felt like there's really nothing more to say. Y'all are going to kill me. I know what happened. I know the truth. You all have refused. So there's no point in going further in this. So Governor Kay Ivey, who is the current governor of Alabama, declined to stop the execution because she does have the power to do that. And the US Supreme Court also denied a last minute stay after ordering a temporary hold. So the Supreme Court, which is obviously the Supreme Court, could have stopped the case, but they decided not to. So Governor Ivey said even if Woods didn't kill the officers, which he didn't, by the way, so she claims that there's. Oh, yeah, sorry. She said that even if Woods didn't kill the officers, jurors felt he was a fully engaged participant. She claims there is no evidence or argument that Woods tried to stop the gunman from committing these crimes. She says he even bragged about his participation in these horrific murders. Bragged? So I wanted to address these bragging claims by the Alabama governor in these horrific murders. So in 2005, so this happened in 2004, right? So in 2005, deputies found drawings in Nathaniel Wood's cell of men shooting three flaming skulls and a police car riddled with bullet holes. Deputies also found lyrics to a song Woods had apparently written, and these are the lyrics of the song. Seven execution style murders. I have no remorse because I'm the fucking murderer. These are actually lyrics to a Dr. Dre song from 1992, and he was simply quoting that. And I'm guessing that he obviously made that drawing because he was frustrated. He was like, he was literally just doodling or whatever it is that literally means nothing. That is what you would call circumstantial evidence. So, but circumstantial. So when we talk about circumstantial, I'm sorry, circumstantial evidence, it basically means where you put things together that aren't relevant to the case that you just happened to think relate or support your point about, oh, this person is guilty or they're not guilty, but it's a matter of circumstance or coincidence. It's not actual evidence that supports the thing. It just so happens that this is this. For example, let's say um let's say there's poop that was left in the toilet in the house, and I happen to be the last person who used the bathroom. So that would very much be clear to look like that it was me. But if there was someone who came before me, that's a terrible example. But basically, it's possible that I could have just peed, but someone pooped before me and they didn't bother to flush the toilet. Like, it's not my fault. So that's the situation that is happening, is that Nathaniel was present when these police officers were killed in the crack house. You know what I mean? And they're saying he didn't help them. Um, he didn't stop the gunman from killing them. But that wasn't his fault. He had no idea that the dude was going to pull out the gun. But I'm getting a bit too ahead of myself. Let me explain the background of the story. So, Woods was convicted in 2005 of capital murder, right? His co defendant, Kerry Spencer, said Woods was innocent. In a phone interview from prison, Spencer told CNN he alone fatally shot the three officers in 2004 when they stormed the crack house where he was sleeping. A fourth officer was also shot, but he survived. Woods wasn't involved, as Spencer said. In fact, Spencer also said that Woods ran when the gunfire erupted. He thought that he was getting shot, but when he realized that it wasn't him getting shot, it was the police officers, he ran out of the house. So Nate was absolutely innocent. That man didn't know I was going to shoot anybody, just like I didn't know I was going to shoot anybody, period. Martin Luther King III, Bart Starr Jr., and Wood's attorneys asked the governor to commute the sentence, but she felt that it was a just sentence. Spencer said that he also had the chopper on him, which is basically slang for SKS rifle. He said in a crack house, you always have a firearm on you just in case anyone comes in. When I looked to the side, um, there were two police officers trying to train their guns on me, so I opened fire with a rifle. I wasn't trying to get shot, period. I got a rifle in my hand. He didn't care that the men in the house were policemen. And so to that point, he said, "You point a gun at me, bitch, I'm fixing to shoot." And so Nate was actually in the dope house. Spencer also said because he actually needed money. Nate had to be supervised because he was a very soft-hearted, innocent person, and he was so soft-hearted to the point where it actually gave away drugs for free, and obviously, you can't do that because you need to make money from the drugs. Even the prosecution acknowledges Woods didn't shoot anyone. They know he didn't shoot anyone. Um, but according to Marshall, who I guess is the prosecutor, or one of them, said although Woods wasn't the shooter, he was certainly he was barely an innocent bystander. So this is a case of not being in the wrong place at the wrong time, but it's a case of a backwards judicial system that had an agenda from the beginning. And I think the reason why the jury and everyone else involved that convicted him were so determined to make sure he got killed and sentenced, make sure Woods was killed, um, was because these were policemen that were shot, not just any regular people. And so I think that's why there was so much momentum for him to get killed. Um, because there's so much racism, that, with the police, against people, and the policemen are protected. So obviously, in this case, they're trying to protect the policemen and have someone executed either way. Now, Spencer himself, the actual gunman, he is also on death row as well. But I'm surprised that, they were planning to kill Woods first and they're so focused on him first and not Spencer. It's just really, yeah, it's crazy. And so to get into the whole point of capital punishment, what I think about it. So to get into the thing of capital punishment and my thoughts on it, because I'm Christian, I like to look at things from a Christian perspective and think whether it's morally right and all that. So in the Hebrew Bible, throughout the Old Testament, the Bible actually favors capital punishment. In Exodus chapter 21, verse 12, it states that whoever strikes a man so that he dies shall be put to death. It's as simple as that. And if you're a Christian, if you've really studied the Bible before, for anyone who's read the Bible, you will know that God in the Old Testament versus God in the New Testament, two very different supreme beings. Just the context of the time was different. And so in the New Testament, in Matthew's Gospel, Jesus, however, rejects the notion of retribution when he says, if anyone slaps you on the right cheek, turn turn to him the other also. So basically, if someone slaps you on one cheek, turn the other cheek, like don't respond. And so how I think about it is that mostly I think capital punishment should be we should get rid of it. I feel like it is regressive instead of progressive because it just adds to the whole thing of if someone wrongs you, if you think it's bad, you should just take away their life and that's the end of it. The pain is still there, the hurt is still there. And as the outcry came out against, Nathaniel Wood's ruling, people are saying that you've just created a situation where injustice will continue and it's going to be very hard for people to plead their cases without having a whole system that is against them from the jump. And it's really sad, and I agree with that. I also think that, rehabilitation is the best way to go. Especially in Nathaniel Wood's case, he was someone who needed money. If he could have been on parole and they could have supervised him, and yes, he did have a misdemeanor case in the past, but he didn't touch any guns. He didn't do anything wrong. He just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time, and unfortunately, now it's cost him his life because there are people who just, I guess, don't like him, whatever it is. I don't know. But yeah, it's sad. Alabama, I don't know what's wrong with you in terms of your judicial system, but it definitely needs to be corrected. There are things that, are wrong with it. We should get rid of capital punishment. There are situations where I feel like it is necessary, where someone's life does need to be taken. But my only issue is who is the person to do it and would that count as murder? Because one of the Ten Commandments is don't kill someone. But then at the same time, we're saying only if they kill someone else. This is where I have issues with the Bible because it's like there's so many things that contradict each other or are just not on the same level. And God is immutable. God doesn't change his opinion on things. So it's very suspicious. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Please stay tuned for the very next video and let me know what you thought about this topic. So please be sure to like this video, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned for the very next video. I love you guys so much. Have an amazing day. Stay safe, stay clean, stay blessed. Just be careful with this whole coronavirus stuff. Love you guys. And with that being said, Shazzy Gang, I am clear.